I see so many people using their phone while driving, even on the most dangerous highways in America. At any time during the day, about 660,000 people are using their phone while using a motor vehicle. The National Security Council reports that texting and driving leads to 1.6 million crashes a year, and each day 11 teens die from using their phone while driving. I know we can all be guilty of using our phones, even if it's just at stoplights, but my hope after hearing this speech is that none of you guys will use your phones while driving. I'm going to be discussing the impacts of texting and driving, drinking and driving versus texting and driving, and how to prevent using your phone while driving. Now that I've stated the 3 main points, I'd like to address my first point, the impacts of texting and driving and misconceptions of texting and driving. The first misconception is, I will not get into an accident if I use my phone, I'm a good driver. That is not true. Even if you are a good driver, using your phone is still a distraction. The second misconception is, I am still paying attention to the road while using my phone. You may be still paying attention to the road, but your full focus is not on the road. The third misconception is, texting while driving is only a problem for young drivers. It's also a problem for older adults too. Texting and driving could cause accidents leading to severe injuries or death to people involved. Consider this. The average text takes about 5 seconds to send. Traveling at 55 miles per hour is like going the length of a football field with your eyes off the road. You could easily find yourself in trouble with the law, and this could be hefty tickets that you don't want to pay for. And this also can affect your premiums with your insurance premiums, and no one wants to pay more than they have to with insurance. Now that you know more about the impacts of texting and driving, let's move on to the similarities of drinking and driving and texting and driving. In 2018, texting and driving caused 6,000 deaths and nearly 400,000 injuries. In 2018, drinking and driving had around 10,000 deaths and 290,000 injuries. That is more injuries due to texting and driving rather than drinking and driving. It takes the average sober driver 0.54 seconds to hit the brakes. For a driver who's been drinking, add 4 feet to that. But add 70 feet to someone who's texting and driving. The biggest distraction in the car today is texting, especially for young drivers. According to a study by Cohen's Children's Medical Center, more than 3,000 teens die annually in accidents directly related to texting while driving. According to NHTSA, driving while texting is 6 times more dangerous than driving impaired. According to this graph, 100% of this graph is explaining the chance of using your phone while driving, and 124% said they have 100% of using their phone while driving. Now that I've talked about the similarities, let me move on to how to prevent using your phone while driving. A good way to prevent texting and driving is just to turn off your phone when you get in the car, so you have no distractions while driving. Another one is put your phone on silent so you don't hear it, and also put your phone where you can't see it. Examples in the back seat, your center console, or in a purse or a bag. Another idea, if you have a passenger, let them text and call someone you need if it's important, or send an important message before you start driving. Now that you know some of the ways to prevent using your phone, I'm going to ask you guys some questions. Now that you have heard my speech about texting and driving, how many will remember to put the phone down when you're driving and help me spread the word? If that is too much to ask, how many of you will at least stop using the phone while driving? Thank you for taking time to listen to my speech, and remember, put the phone down while driving.